Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Pyro Toad back at it again with another video. We are currently outside right now just checking out our little turtle pond area, seeing how everything's looking. It's crazy though. I hate Texas weather because literally yesterday it was 80 degrees and overnight it dropped 40 degrees and all of a sudden outside it was just insane. Now it's gone to about 55, 60, so it's a little bit warmer, but it was insane. So you never know with Texas weather, but today's video luckily is going to be inside. Once again, we are stuck at home, not too much to do. I'm just feeding the animals, getting stuff done. So we'll head on inside and get started with the rest of this. I just felt like doing the outro outside. Obviously the sun is nice and shining as it's about to go down. And then I just wanted to check on everything. Everything's looking good out here, so that is good to know. Some of these palm trees are kind of flip-flopping over a little bit. So we've adjusted this one onto like another stick to help it grow, and I'm gonna do the same with that one here shortly. First things first, we gotta get some tilapia out of the freezer here, guys, to get thawed out while we get on with this project that we're going to be working on. So you can get a pack of tilapia at Walmart for super duper cheap. What I do is I just stick it in a thing of hot water, let it sit there for about 10 to 20 minutes, and then it'll be nice and thawed out. We'll get back to the tilapia and we'll feed some of the turtles once it thaws out, but let's get started with the rest. So guys, we have picked up this tub from Walmart, and what we are going to be doing with it is making a DIY Crested Gecko breeding set. Now, to build your own little DIY Crested Gecko breeding setup, it's pretty simple. Of course, you're gonna need something to cut holes in the box, which I'll explain furthermore in a second. A dog, just kidding, you won't need a dog. Then you'll need a tub, of course. Then I like to use some mesh. You'll see why here in a moment. So mesh is going to be very important. And then of course you'll need the contents that are going to go inside, like plants, paper towels, etc. So we'll get to that as well here shortly. So guys, first things first, I'm going to be using this torch right here. Best $25 I ever spent. So if y'all have a $25 bill or so as you can see, that little cut is where we have started. We're basically going to just do that, go all the way around here, and then we'll be good to go to add our next piece in. Alrighty guys, after a little while later, we have cut our hole. So while we were cutting our hole, we had our hot glue gun warming up. So our hot glue gun is nice and warm. So we're going to basically do a band of hot glue all the way around, and then cut a square out of our mesh, push it in, and we will be good to go. Now I'm gonna start hot gluing. Obviously it's not gonna be perfect. I'm not super great at this sort of stuff, but I'm just gonna start hot gluing a bead all the way around here. As you can see, it's a nice good bead all the way around. And I'll go back over if I have to. We gotta hurry too. Now guys, it is on, as you can see. Now it's not the most pretty thing, but the most important thing is you want to make sure there's some slack within the mesh, because if your gecko goes to grab on that, you don't want them to pull off any of their nails or anything like that. You want it to be able to have some slack, so that some leeway for your gecko. But guys, once you've gotten that done, you pretty much are halfway there. You're almost done, really. Next, simply enough, what we're going to start doing is actually setting up the inside. Now, another very good thing about this build is it's very simplistic, of course, so it doesn't require too many materials. So like all I'm going to be putting in here is a piece of cork, maybe that way, or on its side as a hideaway. Like a plant here, I'll put that somewhere, and then I'll get another plant in here. Now crested geckos, they're very, very easy to care for. They're like the goldfish or reptiles almost, except just a little bit more expensive. Another good thing about crested geckos, which I have here, and then over there, is they don't require any sort of heat or UVB. All they need is just maybe some little lighting, whether it's ambient lighting or an actual light like this. You just don't want them in a dark space. So that's why crested geckos do absolutely amazing in plastic tubs, because those hold humidity really well, and they don't need any lighting or heating. So as long as you've got enough humidity and enough plants, and of course a good diet, you're good to go. There we have it, guys. Now obviously it's not going to be that pretty or anything like that, because of the fact that it's not bioactive, it's all fake plants, it's in a plastic tub. I mean, come on guys. But it'll get the job done when it comes to breeding. So as you can see here, we have this little cork tunnel right there, so they connect in, so your gecko can go in and out of there and chill there. This plant on top just for extra security. Another big plant right here that they can go in and out of, and then their magnetic feeding ledge. Now with adult crested geckos, it's best to have a feeding ledge that's off the ground. It's more comfortable for them and it's more natural for them. For example, I may move that ledge just a little bit higher up on the tub. I might not keep it there, but that's kind of an example of what we're going to be working with. So guys, let's go ahead and get our geckos. Basically, I'm going to put them in. I'll show you them, of course. I'll close the lid, and then we'll set them up, and I'll show you a couple other things. So here's our female crested geckos. You can see here, her name is Phantom. As you can see, she's all white. She's a patternless female. Hopefully she produces well for me. She's a good size, and she's eating well, so we'll put her in the cage first. Just let her go off my hands. Go. Go. Oh, there she goes. Next we have the male, who's super jumpy, so he's going up my arms. Ah! Now I do not have a name for this male. As you can see, that's kind of what he looks like. He's actually a really pretty gecko. So if you have a name, guys, drop a comment down in the comment section below for sure, and maybe we'll name him that. But there he is, our male crested gecko. Camera won't focus. We'll put him in, let him go free. Go, buddy, go. There y'all have it, guys. Look at that. So as you see, we just have this plastic container with some sphagnum moss in it. This is basically going to act as the bed for the eggs when they're ready to lay them. After they lay the eggs, then of course you'll take them out of here, keep them upright. You don't want to flip the eggs. And then you'll put them in the incubation container, which I'll show you in just a moment. Put this right about there. That looks good. We can always, of course, adjust it as we go. But that looks about perfect. So there we have it, guys. Our new Crested Gecko tub setup. Obviously, we have Godzilla and Apollo, my other male and female, down there. I might switch them around. I'm not too sure yet. But that's very simple. Now, if you had a whole wall instead of just, part of a wall, you could literally stack these probably 3 or 4 high. Boom, 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 boom. And then you'd have so many geckos that you could breed. So just keep that in mind. In total, for that right there, not including the geckos, obviously, that's under $100. To get your own geckos breeding, all you have to do is spend $100 to $200 on some geckos, some nice geckos, put them in together, and in a matter of no time, you'll have breeding crested. I'm going to move on to talking about the babies for just a little bit. So here in this container, I've got some tiny pin-sized holes with 2 eggs, as you can see right there. Now, Apollo, my female, laid their first group of eggs, as you can see, Thursday, March 18th or 19th. Obviously, I don't know the exact day because it could have happened in the night. So on and so forth. But if we take this little lid off, now obviously you don't want to do this too often because you want to keep that humidity really high with the eggs. You want about 70 to 80% humidity with the eggs, but there you have it, my first 2 eggs. Now they're looking super good, they're holding up form, and they're white, so that means they will continue to grow and they do have living creatures inside. Now, if the eggs aren't fertile or they go bad, they'll basically start to dent in and sink in, and then they'll get like a yellow brownish color. You definitely don't want that, so keep it at about 70 to 80% humidity for the eggs, and I spray it down about 2 to 3 times a week. But the only reason I don't have to spray it down as much is because I have those tiny little pin-sized holes right there. Now for the incubation media, this is what I have them on. It's vermiculite. You can literally find it at like Ace Hardware, some other garden centers. I don't know about Lowe's or Home Depot. I got mine at Ace Hardware. It's literally just vermiculite for gardening and whatnot. It helps with drainage for plants. But this is what you want to keep them on. Now make sure, of course, it doesn't have any pesticides or anything like that that could potentially harm the eggs. Just make sure it's just straight vermiculite. Now keep in mind, guys, you have to really watch them and know for a fact that they are dead. As a matter of fact, one time my male and female crested geckos, Apollo and Godzilla, they were in a bioactive setup, really nice bioactive setup, where I went to clean it out so that I could get ready to get them on a breeding setup. 2 eggs fell out of the dirt, and I was like, okay, they're gonna be done now. And they were yellow and small and tiny. I had almost no hope for them, but I gave it a shot. I stuck them in the incubation media, and a couple months later, I had my first clutch of babies, and they both hatched. They were in great shape. They were looking beautiful. I ended up selling them, and they are doing good today. Basically what I'm just saying is just don't throw any eggs away that look bad. Make sure you know that they're bad for a fact, because otherwise that'll just be a waste of good Crested Gecko eggs, and come on, nobody wants to kill a Crested Gecko. Well guys, it's starting to look like Scales is getting a little hungry, so let's go feed all the turtles. Alright guys, we have our fresh cut tilapia. Let's get ready to feed the turtles. Alright guys, got a nice chunk of tilapia. All I do basically is just start chunking it in, let it sink all the way across the bottom, and then they go in and get it. Look at them go. Now the soft shell is usually hard to find eating because he doesn't come out until Scales is doing his own thing. But we'll continue to throw chunks of. You see, even the fish go crazy over the tilapia, but I don't mind it at all. Now they are going to town, so that's good to go. Well guys, it is 8:50 right now. It is already dark and I was going to feed all the other turtles outside, but there's no point when it's so dark. So that is basically going to. I sure as heck hope y'all enjoyed that video. I know it was a little bit quick, but now y'all know how to build y'all's very own Crested Gecko breeding setup. So as you can see what we have here, double stacked, 4 Crested Geckos. Hopefully we'll all start producing eggs and it'll just be amazing. Now when the other geckos start producing, I'll of course have their eggs in a separate container so I don't get them mixed up. Now the reason for that is those guys, their eggs or their babies will sell for more than they will, for example, and so if I mix them up, now I'm just losing out on money. So in reality, you can probably set up 2 tubs with plants, with the tub and everything, for about $50 each, if not cheaper. So it's a really good steal. Y'all should definitely try it out. Get y'all's geckos breeding if y'all have Crested Geckos, and make a little extra cash. So guys, make sure to go check out Amo Exotics. Always linked in the description. They've got my animals on there, and then there's Nick's animals on there. But definitely go check out what we've got on there. Maybe make a purchase or 2. We've got plenty of stuff. And as I said before, all the animals that are sold under me are coming from me. So it's kind of almost like merch in a way. Not trying to label these animals because they are living creatures, of course. But it's almost like a merch form. So yeah. So yeah, go check out Amo Exotics. But other than that, that is about it for today's video. Now y'all know how to set up y'all's own Crested Gecko breeding tub. And I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe. Don't hog all the freaking toilet paper. Peace.